Hi, today is March 25th, 2021, and I'm going to read on the future of U.S. Saudi Arabia relations. And I have a lot of readings I'd like to do with regard to Prince Mohammed bin Salman also, and I will get to that on another time. Once you kind of create a video, if you create too many others right next, that are the similar thing, it can be where people need kind of a little bit of a break in between, so it's better sometimes to circle back. And I will definitely do that. For right now, this reading is just going to be on the U.S. Saudi Arabia future relations, how things are going to go from here out, really, is what I want to look at. So let's just see what we get. What is the future? And I ask my ancestors and spiritual mentors, the Creator, to help me read this reading, these cards, accurately about the future of the U.S. Saudi Arabian, relationships. What does that look like? Given especially MBS's predilection for murder and having people kidnapped, women that try to leave the royal family and held in the self-isolation and horrible conditions. It is really disgusting to me. I wish that our nation did not and would not do business with them. But let's just see how the future of America and Saudi Arabia look. I'm using Colleen Hardy's Hardy Tarot. It's just been released. I have been waiting for it. I like it very much. Okay, covering our relationship, our nation's relationship, government's relationship with Saudi Arabia and the royal family, we get the three of swords. So there's a lot of there's heartbreak, and this has got to be the heartbreak to do with Khashoggi and what we know about the human rights issues against women there, especially, and people who are gay or part of the LGBTQIA community. Also, just women there not treated well. And with the murder of Khashoggi, I feel like this has definitely put a clear strain. This is definitely not, it's indicative of not being well. And that there being heartbreak, deep sadness. And also betrayal. So I think that America does look at Saudi Arabia as betraying us by killing Khashoggi just for dissent. They had no right to do that. They really overstepped their bounds, and it really upsets me that nothing has, it seems like, because we've had Trump in, but hopefully Biden will. Let's just see. The Six of Swords crosses. This is to do with things going in a better direction, moving things in a better direction, in a different direction that is better. And there is assistance to get things to a better situation. Wanting to get to a better place. So, as crossing, this is the challenge, getting to a better place, because we get the 5 and the 6 of Swords together. That's interesting too. It all synchronizes. So we want to get our relationship with them in a better place. But there's been betrayal. And this right here, I feel like, really feels more like America just trying to move on. So let's just see, the other cards around it. We have the Ace of Swords. This is where we have clear and defining decisions. It is clear. And also, I feel like with that Ace of Swords, it's saying that we are going to clarify more and more our relationship, where it stands with them. This is the World crowning us. And this would be completion and successful completion. I think what we're going to be doing with that Ace of Swords is bringing to awareness the issues with them that are a problem. It's a need for transparency and truthfulness with regarding betrayal and, I believe, definitely Khashoggi's murder. The recent past is the Emperor. So this to me is the king, the older king, but it also denotes the authority and the power, I think also of MBS as well, because he's really going to be taking over for the king at some point. And in the past, we dealt more with his father. So there could be a change coming up where we are going to end that relationship in the future, quite possibly with that crowning card, because of the betrayal. They're just not telling, not going to be, of course they're not going to tell the truth. And this is about dominion with strength. I think that could be sanctions, because it wouldn't be like an attack, but it would be a firm response. So I'm thinking there could be some sanctions coming their way, and us using a different either person or a different source rather than we had in the past with regard to them. It's feeling like it really feels like we look elsewhere, and we might have a bit of trouble looking elsewhere, but there is something here between the seat of power there and our government where there is definitely a power play. But I don't feel like it is physical by where we're putting people at war, but more of trade and this sort of thing. because there is definitely a tug of war going on for having control, calling the shots, the most, being the one that's has the upper hand. And I did pull this, part of it is the way I'm grabbing this, so I'm sorry. This is the King of Swords. Okay, so that could be Khashoggi, quite frankly. Let me just check. Wow, so that is Khashoggi. He is a Libra. That's what I thought. That's weird how when you can, as a reader, confirm and find it, it's like, it's a little eerie. But it's cool. All right, just a second. Okay, 5 of Wands. My daughter's car overheated, so a friend is giving her a lift. Sorry for the interruption. Just crazy today. Wasn't expecting that. But I'm glad she's okay. And I'm doggy sitting for a while. So 5 of Wands is in the environment. This is Khashoggi. So I do think it will matter. It will come up. There is a power play going back and forth, I think, between America and Saudi Arabia over the issue of the betrayal of having killed Khashoggi. And our government is looking at it, our present government is looking at it through the eyes of what it is, which is a betrayal, and how to deal with this guy, mostly MBS, but his dad too. And in the environment is the 5 of Wands. So this is argumentative, conflictual energy. And this reading is very tight with it makes sense when lack of a better word, that's what I refer to it as. So I'm really feeling that we will see, there are irritated tension type of relationship right now. And our government with Biden, with President Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris, I believe will be looking to give them sanctions, because you cannot just let this slide. This was a flagrant, I think, disrespect and them taking advantage of who was in office. Totally, you cannot let it slide. The question is, what do you do about it, though? Which is a little more tricky. Okay, so in the placement of hopes and fears, we get the 8 of Swords. And this is talking about walking away from something in the past. This is what I face every time I go to try to read. Constant interruption. Sorry. But anyhow, so hopes and fears. I really think America wants to walk away from this relationship because it's abusive. These people do not care. They flaunt their power. They really need to be checked. But, it's not worth us losing one person for. But it would be better if we could just economically freeze them out. A bit more, you know what I mean, in some way. And go around them. And that's what I'm getting the feeling of here. Is it looks like there's a plan to try and go around them and needing them into the future. And I believe the issue, of course, of Khashoggi will come up, and I believe that this will matter. The end card that we get is the Empress, and I feel like that is us getting a woman president that will, in the future, continue to deal with Saudi Arabia much differently than the men in our government have. That's the feeling I'm getting. I didn't even, that just came right out of my mouth. And we will deal with them a lot more firmly and with, I think, some better results. But in the environment, we will be arguing with them. They expect there to be tense back and forth between Biden and Harris and the royal family of Saudi Arabia, the leadership there. Whoever, it's not just them. They're, they have their people. There are people that help them, but there will be definitely a power play. And I think America is like going to be putting them on notice that we don't like what you did. And you got away with that because we had an idiot in power. But things are going to change, and especially here with the Empress taking over. I see a switch where there is female. We're going from the Emperor here, right? That's in the past, to the future of the Empress. So think about that a little bit. Yeah. Let's pull a couple extra cards to see how we'll deal with them. It will be to do with their treatment of women is going to just and others in general that is heavy-handed and wrong is just going to come up. And yeah, America's not perfect, but we don't do all of this kind of stuff the way they do it. And we shouldn't be doing what we're doing either. It'd be great if we could get this dirty business to stop, So when I hear them say, yeah, but your hands aren't clean, it's like, this has got to stop somewhere. You're just making an excuse to be able to continue to do something that is causing trouble and harm in the world. The Seven of Discs, yeah. So I see this female president of America who is going to be looking at, I believe in the future, the economy and establishing, reformatting, perhaps trade, whatever it is, and all that we get from them, besides oil and whatever. There's going to be a new plan in the works come with the female president that I do believe we will have after this Biden-Harris being in office. I always get it. Again, I keep flipping the card the wrong way. That's my fault again. 10 of Swords here. So here is like the last nerve. The last nerve with them. These people have pushed it too far. This is too heavy of a burden. Too much. They've really pushed it too far. I feel anger. Temperance, yes. They are too oppressive of a regime. They need to be more compassionate, and it's time they were brought up to speed. And women will be the ones to be the catalysts following, as far as our nation is concerned, the ones that really then kick it up a notch. Not that Biden's not going to do that. He is helping to, I feel like, and Harris are preparing the stage, you know? People want them to immediately get to the final act. And they want it like that, but it doesn't work that way. You have to, it's too bad that not all people would work that way, but they can't, that's not how it works with this guy. They've got to, deal with this. And the Tower. So I think under a woman and about other women and their rights and the oppression there, we will hold their feet to the fire for it. Yes, with the Six of Wands, and we'll be in a much stronger position, actually a good position to do so then, better than right now, okay? That they need to change that they need to change that about their country. Our country's not perfect, no, but it's miles and miles better by comparison, and we all need to do better. So there's no excuse, again, to point to somebody else and say, well, you're not, so what? We all need to get our shit together. Stop doing what you're doing. We're working on it. You're not. Don't do the whataboutisms. I hate that. The Three of Discs mean then I see that we start working with each other. There is something new in place, and a team of different people coming together to work on a common goal that's positive. But the bull crap that goes on over there and here must be dealt with. And I believe that I see women in our government being really big in bringing in having to do, and probably not just with our government, but I think also other governments, other nations, about their treatment of women. Like, we're not going to deal with you if that's how you treat women there. I'm a woman leader, and we're not going to be doing business with you, blah blah blah. I see that it will push them to where there is some sort of things give way, and because we're able to bend their arm a bit here, we'll be in a better position somehow at that time, and we are able to accomplish, that's really good with the star, something that is inspiring, that will be very deeply inspiring to the human being condition. I know that sounds really woo-woo, but it's not. This is something so different than has gone on before. We are prepping the steps to become a better nation ourselves and to encourage others that we are associated with, especially, to get their stuff together too. And it looks like, to me, down the road, it looks like we have some exciting work that will be going on once we get through loosening the grip of this toxic hold that is in the world, in tyrannical governments or leadership. And we'll have a better relationship. Look at that, the sun. We'll be friends. That would be awesome. Because the people, are very kind if you've ever met them. I know many of the people that are from that area. And they are sad about what their government's doing and done. That's why they're not there. They're beautiful people. So this makes me happy. And 10 of Discs. That's really awesome. A healthy economy. Healthy people. I feel health. I feel like well-being is what's on the agenda, and it's really looking good with the sun. Eventually our relationship with them will be really positive. And maybe they will get more women in power. I hope so. That's another thing with that Empress, that I have hope for Down the road, Saudi Arabia will have women in power. I see with the tower there will be a break with this tyrannical type power coming, which is interesting to me, and I'm very hopeful. I'm hopeful that it will be in my lifetime and I get to see that. And America will one day be able to say with happiness and transparency, and so will Saudi Arabia, we're friends, we're working toward making the world a better place for everybody. And I know that sounds corny, y'all, but corny is maybe what we need. And look, Justice, so there's balance. Alright, I'm going to leave that there because that's beautiful. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. If you like my content, I would really appreciate it if you would share it and like the video and make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.